On Lee Trevino and Jim Dent. Jerry?
Raj, I'm out here on the 7th tee with Lee and Jim, and these two fellows are really playing some fine golf today. Of course, you know, Lee got off to a start with a birdie on the 2nd and the 3rd, and he just birdied the 6th to go 11 under par. He's hit every fairway, every green. Jim Dent, of course, after birdieing 2 and 3, bogeyed the 5th hole, and he birdied back again on number 6. So he's playing well also. The weather is sort of questionable at this time. You know, it's just to the south and east of us. It's very cloudy. It looks like we might have a little more weather. Starting to rain. If the lightning comes, we could possibly have another suspension.
About 4 par 4s, right?
And we heard Lee Trevino talking about you can walk a mile in 15 minutes. He doesn't understand what's taking these guys so long. Of course, everybody walks at a different pace. Now, our weekly lesson from the old Bobby Jones instructional film. Jones tells a friend why he's having troubles hitting fairway wood shots. Now, this is out at 7, 390-yard par 4, and a second shot for Lee Trevino.
Lee has 137 yards right in the center of the fairway with a little knockdown 9-iron. 10 on the front left, or middle left, about 17 back. He's really swinging well today. He's got total control of his golf game and the ball.
And that's right in front of the hole there. Jerry, is it raining a little bit out there still?
A little bit of rain out here still, Rod.
Sounded like we heard some thunder here at 18 a few moments ago. Course is holding up seemingly well after behind Jack, and Dent and him kind of went galloping out and really never found their pace.
Well, if they've got room here, if they don't have to wait too much, I mean, Trevino's your lead dog. You want him first. And that's where he wants to be, to put the pressure back on Jack. Didn't hit it.
Got it right there.
Not just on Jack, but on Gary and the rest of the field. But you know he's watching Nicklaus maybe a little closer than anyone else, but he better watch.
At 8.
Yeah, I do.
And our leader.
This hole today, Raj, this hole today playing 137. To the front, and the pin is 11. Lee with a 7-iron.
Go in the hole. Come on, baby.
Started at the center of the green, tried to cut it, and really kind of double-crossed it, hooked it back towards the center left side of the green.
There it comes back.
Well, Lee said, look, here it comes back. It finally stopped. They're playing the center and the west nines at this Ridgewood. And now we go live to Lee Trevino for birdie.
From about 30 feet uphill, breaking left to right. Got it.
So Trevino remains at 11 under.
To hit.
And on the tee at 9, 377-yard par 4, Lee Trevino.
Well, the cart just broke Lee's concentration. I think at this stage of the game, you know, you're a little bit nervous, a little bit fidgety about noises and distractions. Lee's taking a driver, Rod. He's going to start this ball, I would imagine, down the left side and fade it back towards the middle. And did just that.
Well, Jerry, that club's been the exception and not the rule here at Ridgewood this week. A lot of 3-woods, 1-irons off the tee.
I've watched Lee Trevino hit a driver anywhere from 90 yards to 309 yards. He can hit any kind of shot with a driver when you let him tee it up.
They're real close inside 2 feet, and this is Lee Trevino's second shot.
Lee has 117 to the flag, pin back 22, back towards the back. He has a pitching wedge, perfect kind of shot for Lee. Going to take the ball in a little left to right. The green will hold it.
Couldn't cut it, baby.
No, you hear him say he didn't cut it. Really got over it. Ooh, boy, he got lucky. Another foot, he'd been dead.
Looked like he might have caught it, a leaf or branch hanging off that tree, Jerry, and he got some pretty good backspin and came back to the front of the green.
Inches, maybe a bit more. And he's 3 ahead if he can hold this, and if he gets pars all the way home, the others have got to get, someone's got to get 4 birdies to sneak ahead of him. And that may be asking too much. It's all up to him now. The championship is in Trevino's hands, and
well, he's a very experienced player. It'll be interesting to see how he copes with it over the last 9 holes, because Trevino just entering the final 9 holes now. Trevino now second of the 10th.
Lee from 151 yards with a 7-iron. Pin cut on the right, 24. Perfect angle.
Super shot. Wonderful shot. Well, I think if that had gone in, that would have been all over, and you could have started riding inside, out, down, in, and a huge divot. One might have been excused for thinking that he hit that ball a little fat, a little heavy, but no. Spins and just, half an inch. Big, generous green. Now this was Trevino's. Trevino's tee shot. That's what we're going to see from Trevino now. The master. Yes, and the thing is, this man, Trevino, having got out well, third is the 10th. Here he is at the 11th.
That's a 6-iron from 166, cutting in from left to right.
Well, it's just stuck on the fringe. He's not very far from the hole. Should get down in 2 all right from there. Just off the green, putting at the 11th. Shot. Down the hill, it's pretty quick.
That's wedge.
That's well judged. He's ahead by 3. Hole perfected. Here's the 12th and Lee Trevino.
That's a 4-iron from 197.
Now, all right.
Well, it didn't quite hit it. Lee not playing with a 3-iron this week. I think it would probably be a 3-iron shot for him, but he tries to take the 4 and hood it down and get it all the way back there.
I think he played a draw there. You know, we talked about it.
Now Trevino at the 12th. Second shot. That was a delightful little chip, Dave. Not easy, was it?
It wasn't easy at all, but if that went in, you might just start...
Now Trevino, his par to stay at 12 under. So only 6 holes now left to play. He's 3 strokes ahead. It's all in his hands. He's having a look at the scoreboard, just checking up what they're doing behind. Good front runner, rather like Ray Floyd. Also a very good front runner, the Australian Kel Nagel. Taylor with
par 4, because this man is just not going to make any mistakes.
I don't think so. No. He's got a par 5 here. He can easily get a 5. He just keeps getting pars. Means the other fellows have got to get 4 birdies to go past him. But they really shouldn't make any great difference here on this par 5. He can get on to 3. And Trevino just knocking it down the fairway. The camera for the crane is to the right of that big tree, and although it might have been in the direct line to the green, he wouldn't have gone that way in normal circumstances. So
now the plot thickens a little.
Now Trevino's third, and he's, well, I can't just see. Well, he's got an iron club.
Peter, that is a 6-iron, and he's played it out to the left of the green, front left, and it's a very, very smart shot.
Aha, just crept on the edge. 2 putts for a par. Suddenly he looks very serious.
Well, you know, if he could hold this putt, he's looking at it from all angles. This would be some kind of 4. But I tell you what, a 5 would be just the salvage of the day for him after that tee shot. That's the first tee shot he's missed today, Peter, and the hole before was the first green he had missed today.
Yes, I think two putts from here he won't be displeased, Jerry. I think it'll almost feel like a birdie if he gets this one close and doesn't have to sweat on a 4-footer for a par. He's putted quite beautifully all week. He's swinging that putter very freely, giving it a nice firm, keeping the left wrist nice and firm. It's running speedy.
Just exactly what you said you don't want to do, and anyone that's ever played knows that's right. Now, a smart player like Trevino, though, would watch that ball go by the hole so he has some idea of what it may do coming back on his next putt.
Well, the interest throwing at the moment.
Well, as David said, he's trying to decide which way this little putt's going to break, and I think it's very important. One, there's no question.
Oh, well, now. 6 it was.
He just got a little help, though, with Nicklaus' shot.
Yeah,
Put it in there, in that bunker to the right. One of the first 2 rounds, I don't remember whether it was Thursday or Friday, made a bogey, Peter.
Well, now, the 14th hole. Just 5 left to play. 413 yards.
Lee with a fairway wood off this tee. You don't want to drive it too far. There's a big bunker to contend with. Well, you know where that one is.
Down the water line.
David, I think he's getting nervous. He's talking a lot.
Well, he and Mitch were really going at it back over there, that little putt.
That's 173. He's right in between clubs. I think he wants to hit a 5. Herman gave him a 6, but he needs to get on that 6-iron uphill. That's a smart play. Keep it below the hole.
Good shot, center of the green. He's got to just get some pars now again, just to settle down. Trevino, Jim Dent. Here's Trevino.
Peter, this putt uphill from about 30 feet. He has to go up over a ridge.
Good speed. Beautiful putt. Just steadies the nerve ends. The 14th, a dangerous hole.
Much, Peter. The sun has started to break through here in the late afternoon, 5:30 Eastern time, and shadows starting to cascade over the course at 15. Lee Trevino.
That's a 7-iron from 149. Lee's taking it in from right to left. Pins on the left. Boy, he played that nicely.
This is an important stretch for Lee because the previous 3 days he's played the last. This for birdie. Trevino goes to 12 under.
Boy, they like it out here.
What's that, Lee's fleas that are...
That's what they call themselves if you want to be a flea.
And before Jim Dent played, Lee Trevino.
Well, started down the right side, fading towards that right rough.
Short rough.
Yeah, short rough.
Just in the short rough.
See, we don't need anybody here. We just let Lee do it. Mic him up.
Just put to 6 under as we go out to Lee Trevino now.
Lee has 129 in the short rough. Pin is only 10 on the green. He's got a little choke, 9-iron.
Second
that
shot
ball is on line with the flag. Boy, I tell you, out of that rough, that was a fine shot.
So Trevino at 16 will be putting for birdie. 16, and Lee Trevino for birdie.
It's Lee's putt, kind of putt, downhill, right to left breaker. Just feed it out there and let it turn.
That may be it.
Well, Trevino goes to 13 under. He's 5 under par on his round today, and he's trying to get that crowd to make a little bit more noise as he goes to the tee at 17, the par 5.
You're the man, Lee. Back. Nice try, Lee.
It's a long iron. He just played it nicely out there in position. 3-shot hole.
Come on, Jim.
From the hole.
Now we go to Lee Trevino, second shot at 18.
182 with a 5-iron. Must take the ball in left to right if he's going to hit it to the flagstick. Oh, boy, did he hit a golf shot there. Look at this one. Checked up perfectly on line.
Yeah. So Trevino there at 18. And look what he's done. 16 of 18 greens in regulation today.
Well, he attributes his good playing to playing golf every day.
In front of that patch, and Jack is the place where his ball lies. It's just a rub of the green.
Now, Lee Trevino at 18. That was the 10th tee right there, just to the left of the green at 18. The crowd is gathered around as Lee Buck Trevino, who really burst upon the golfing world. David, as you mentioned at Baltusrol, some
Left.
Now, the reason he marked such a short putt, so he doesn't putt out, lets Jim Dent finish his round, because there might be a lot of clapping and applause.
and Trevino. A round of 5 under 67.
Herman Mitchell there. They've been long-time friends. I tell you, who doesn't want to play off as Herman Mitchell? Because on the senior tour, they usually play in cards. And
The umbrellas have gone up, and joining me right now is Lee Trevino, 5 under 67. Lee, you got out there in a hurry today. You played at a fast pace. That was nice going.
If Jack would have kept up with us, he wouldn't have played in the rain the last two.
I thought you were going to say that. I thought you might have that.
I think what happened to Jack there, I tell you, he's playing extremely well. I think he bogeyed the 14th hole. I bogeyed the 13th, which is a par 5. And as I said before, I hate to bogey par 5s. I'm telling you, I think I can par 5 with a wedge. But played extremely well today. Hit the ball. Only bad drive I hit was on 13. I put it over behind the trees, and I just couldn't do anything with it. But made a couple of crucial putts coming in. One on the 15th hole and one on the 16th hole. 17th hole, I kind of left it out to the right. And 18, I hit as good a drive.
That's a 15 right there.
That's a 15. It almost hung out on the left-hand side. The people wasn't yelling enough. You know, I wanted Nicklaus to know that I birdied that hole. And I said, come on, man, give me some help. You know? But I hit some awfully good shots. I knew that I had to shoot a low round today, Roger, to catch Jack. And I didn't think 67 would catch him, though.
There's 16 right there. Jerry Pate said you said you felt very comfortable with the putter today.
Yeah, you know what happened yesterday? I think I got my hands too far forward. I'm trying to take the forward press out. You still see a little bit of it in there. And what happened yesterday is I had my hands so full forward that I couldn't do much about it.
Now, Jack's fourth shot at 17. Well, he's left it below the hole there for his par putt. Lee, you know, it was in '67 at Baldwin where you first kind of burst upon the scene, and here you are, first senior open back in New Jersey, and some good things are happening again.
Man, if I get the taxes down a little bit, I might have to buy a condo here. I'm telling you, but I've had some awfully good luck here in New Jersey. When I went to Boulder Straw, I think I finished 5th there. I remember I had $50 in my pocket. I had a guy by the name of Jack Duffy caddying for me, and I couldn't pay him afterwards. I had to send him back some money. I remember I didn't have a sport coat. I stayed at the Union Motel on Highway 22. When we came back in, what, 79, I believe it was, we came back, he threw a party for me. And I couldn't eat in the dining room because I didn't have a jacket. And he gave me a jacket. And I said, hell, I don't need it now. I said, I can buy my own jackets now. I needed it back then. But I've had some awfully good luck here in New Jersey, yeah.
5 under 67 today for Lee Trevino. Now this is Gary Player for birdie at 17. So Gary will remain at 600. Lee, what's your famous Nicklaus Trevino battle story? Do you have one?
It's got to be, you know, I think it's got to be the battle actually at Muirfield when he had won the 2 majors before. He had won the Masters of the U.S. Open and went to Muirfield. And we kind of locked horns there, and Jack was 6 shots back, and at one time he caught us. And the only mistake that he made was he bogeyed 16. I remember, I think he 3-putted the 16th, I'm not sure. He bogeyed that hole. And I edged him by 1 shot there at Muirfield in Scotland. But the battle we had at Marion in the playoff was a good one. It was a very good one.
This now, Jack Nicklaus for par at 17 to remain 1 shot back of Lee Trevino.
He's got it in the best position he can make the putt from it, straight uphill. Should be just inside right lip. Jack has a habit of peeking at these, though. Slides them off to the right. Oh, give me that trophy. Give me that trophy. Oh, that's unusual. I think you get laid up too close. You know, Jack, I believe laid up. I've got to believe that he had 70 yards to that flag, which means he has got to hit a 3/4 wedge. And that's not Jack's strongest suit. A long wedge shot, he's a little more comfortable with it. He did the same thing, I believe, Friday. You remember, he went under it. I think he laid up a little too close there.
Yeah. Well, you called the putt, right edge, maybe a little peak.
Yeah.
How do you feel right now?
I feel great.
Yeah.
My wife even feels better.
Claudia's here?
Come here.
Come on,
Come over
Claudia.
here.
Come on over here.
Let's see if Pooker's watching. Is Olivia watching?
Olivia's probably watching. Hi, Claudia. How are you? Get right in there with this guy, will you? Sit on his lap in there.
Look, I better not celebrate too early. Nicklaus liable to hold his 2nd shot. It's never over until you finish up. But I feel very comfortable right now.
Let's take one more look. This was Jack for par at 17 to remain 1 shot back.
Watch his head. See it?
Yeah.
He was doing this thing that, you know, he putted extremely well at the TPC up in Michigan. And then I watched him at the U.S. Open, and he kept missing everything a little bit right. And I noticed that maybe he was uncomfortable with it because he was pushing the putts a little bit.
Well, Gary Player with his tee shot, catching some of the branches on the trees which overhang the fairway to the right side here at 18. And let's take a look now at Jack Nicklaus on the tee. He is now 2 shots back of Lee Trevino with 1 to play. He's pretty good. I don't know if he's quite that good, Lee.
Well, I'll tell you something. This driver here is going to have some hurt to it. Let me see if he's hitting driver. He may be hitting 3-wood. Jack never changes. He is. He's hitting 3-wood. You see, Nicklaus never changes his strategy. Yeah. That's why I admire him so much. I mean, he can control himself at all times. I can't do that. I get hot, give me the driver. Yeah. It's going to be a par 3.
Well, that was Jack's first bogey on a par 5 this week. That one right there at 17.
Well, I had 2 of them, so he's 1 up.
Lee, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Claudia, congratulations to you too. Lee Trevino at 13 under par, 2-shot lead over Jack Nicklaus in this 1990 United States Senior Open Championship. That's a pretty good smile right there.
I love it.
Well, congratulations, Lee Trevino, the winner of the 1990 United States Senior Open. And David, how many guys have put a notch on both the Senior Open and the regular Open, if we will?
Well, he joins 4 other players, among them Arnold Palmer, Billy Casper, Gary Player, and Orville Moody. Maybe I ought to start a new category that won that and the British Open. And